Mario, and I'm about to give you a review for my movie, the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Yahoo! Now, it's very important that you all know the entire review. I can't do that voice. It's very difficult to do, and I can't imagine anyone doing it for the entire film, but hey presto. This entire review will be spoiler free, but feel free to watch till the end, and I'll give some of my spoilery thoughts as well about my best bits. Enjoy!
Wow, that is my one-word review for this film. Wow. My expectations weren't low for this film, but they weren't high either. I was honestly expecting a movie that vaguely resembles the game it's trying to imitate, thus being able to call itself a video game movie. Like Sonic the Hedgehog, for example. That's a film where they couldn't work out how to create an experience within the Sonic universe, and so figured, hey, let's put Sonic in the real world and call it a day.
Now, I'm not saying Sonic was a bad film, let's get that straight. They were both amazing films, and Jim Carrey carried both entries. Mwah, perfect acting.
However, Super Mario Bros. Movie is a film that fully encompasses the entire video game world with such magnificence that it will forever be the video game movie all video game movies will be compared. It's completely redefined what we should expect from a video game movie moving forward. A lot of my concerns were addressed very early on. Chris Pratt played Mario amazingly well, and within 5 seconds I forgot it was even Chris Pratt voicing him. It was just Mario. They did a really nice piece at the beginning where he does an Italian Charles Martinet style voice, and no, it would not fit the seriousness of the rest of the film and would get extremely annoying. Seth Rogen was fantastic as Donkey Kong, another character I was extremely concerned with, as the original photos of the character I felt made him look goofy rather than menacing as he does in the games. However, he does not play a goofy character. He was really strong and crucial in the film, which could not have been achieved with using him as comic relief. I'm happy they kept the famous Rogen laugh as well. Oh, and Bowser. Oh, goodness gracious me. Bowser, my man, Jack Black. Much like Sonic and Eggman, we came to see Mario, but we stayed for Bowser. Just wow. This has to be one of Jack Black's best performances ever. I don't want to spoil anything, so I will just save it for the last section of a review, but wow. His performance perfectly holds the entire film together and even puts a bow on it. This is the role he was born to play. I'll leave it at that. Performances aside, how do I feel about the overarching story? Well, it's magnificent. I won't go beyond what's already been noted in the trailers. It's a story about two brothers getting trapped in the Mushroom Kingdom, kinda, and have to find each other. It's a lot more complicated than that, but to put it simply, yes, that is the story. But I can't stress enough, it's not a two-dimensional story. Each character has its own well-defined role, has their own story, and more importantly, they do not feel shoehorned in.
Because we can't have a Mario movie without Toad.
No, they all feel necessary, and the overarching story also answers the age-old question of how easy it is to kidnap a princess.
Mamma mia.
The film was extremely funny, with laughs every couple of minutes followed by ooh! There are literal chase scenes that literally could have been pulled straight from one of the video games. Literally. I'm shocked there's no Mario movie tie-in game to promote this film. It would be a perfect blend of 2D and 3D platform in with Mario Kart as you follow the story. Such a crying shame. However, it also gets dark. Bowser literally talks about how he wants to catch Mario just so he can watch his brother die. It was extremely metal, and I think it might have scared my niece a little bit too. There are a lot of Easter eggs dotted through the entire film to keep longtime fans entertained. Some of these Easter eggs take you through the history of Super Mario in video games, and you can even see an arcade machine titled Jumpman, which is Mario's name before he was Mario. The Mario Kart sections of the film, which was surprisingly large and very reminiscent of Mad Max, were amazing. They used the sound effects from the games, and at times it felt like I was watching a Mario Kart movie. Visually, the film is stunning, and is one of the best we've had from Illumination. From the stitching on his shoes to the design of the buttons on his vest, it was intricately detailed to perfection. This is actually built on in one of the most random promotions for a film ever, a giant shoe. Weird, but also showcases the level of care which went into making the film. So, yeah, is this the greatest video game movie ever made? Yes. Without a shadow of a doubt, I struggle to find any faults with this film at all. This is a film where if you took all the Mario out of the film, there wouldn't be much film left. I can't say the same about the Sonic film, sadly. Mario is unapologetically a video game movie, whereas Sonic was more about the character than the games he represents. But that's a video for another day. Super Mario, 10 out of 10. Now, back to Mario. Only watch the next section if you have seen the Super Mario movie or you don't care about spoilers.
So yeah, thank you all for watching my Super Mario Bros. Movie review. 10 out of 10. And it looked like I was kind of crapping on Sonic the Hedgehog movie all the way through. I wasn't. It's just Sonic the Hedgehog movie had the unlucky opportunity to be the best video game movie at the time, and now it no longer is. I mean, actually, Sonic 2 is actually the best video game movie until, well, it was until the Super Mario movie came along. Whew. What a conundrum. Anyway, so my thoughts on the film were overwhelmingly positive. Couldn't put a single negative spin on any part of the film. The worst thing about the film was how Easter egg heavy it was. And that isn't even a bad thing. It's a Super Mario, it's a movie based on a video game where they're unapologetically being a video game movie. It's just that simple. The parts where they're like running around there's a lot of sections in the film where you're literally just running sideways. There's a bunch of chase scenes like where at the beginning where Mario and Luigi they got their first job as plumbers, and it's just fantastic. To get to their appointment on time, they're ducking and jumping over all these obstacles. It's the entire section where they're trying to get to their job on time is all completely 2D. There was none of that. It was all of that. And it was just so much fun. And it's the same for the Mario Kart section as well, where it literally, and no exaggeration at all, it looked like we were watching, for vast majorities of the film, a Mario Kart movie, to the point where Mario was actually power sliding around the corners. And I mean actually power sliding, flames, yellow, blue, purple, straight around and to sort of speed up and avoid weapons like bananas, shells, bullet bills, and the amazing blue shell, which was very, very... You could say it's in poor taste for blue shell. I don't want to say what it actually looked like, because I might get removed from YouTube. It was a bit in poor taste. I'm not sure anyone really picked up on it anyway. But no, it was a fantastic, fantastic film. All the way through, those photos inside, everything I'm saying here, I'd consider personally to be very spoilery. But you're talking to someone that doesn't really watch trailers for films that I don't really watch. So when I say things like, in Peach's Castle, there were photos on the wall of the Mario levels in Super Mario 64. Absolutely amazing. To me, that's a spoiler. So there are a lot of questions around Chris Pratt's voice and the lack of Charles Martinet having a prominent role in the film. He is in the film, and he's actually more prominent than you might have thought. He actually plays Mario's dad, and he actually does his wahoo! He does his actual Mario voice in the film, and he's taking the Mickey out of Mario. Because at the beginning of the film, there's an advertisement of SMB Plumbing. I'm a donkey like this all the way through. You call us, and we will help you fix your plumbing. And Mario's dad, played by Charles Martinet, is, you can just can't talk like that. Oh, it's It's very offensive. You shouldn't talk like that. And it was so charming and loving. There was one section in there where there was a mayor and it looked like it might be Daisy who gets kidnapped by Donkey Kong in the games. I'm not sure if it was just a coincidence or if it was a callback or if it was just me looking too far into it. My dungarees are falling apart, but it just looked amazing. And the big spoiler of the film, personally, and I'm so glad I didn't have this spoiled. So if you do not know this already, if you haven't seen it, you should probably stop the video now, because this is if I'd known this before, it might have ruined the whole film for me. You got 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Jack Black as Bowser sings 2 songs, and one of them is called Peaches, 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 wow, 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 and he's just serenading Peach all the way through. It's like, I'm gonna kidnap Peach and force her to marry me. And it's very, very grapey. I said grape, okay? And it was so funny. It's like, what will you do if she doesn't want to marry you? And I'll burn down Mushroom Kingdom. Watcha, watcha. But no, the film was absolutely fantastic. I recommend it to absolutely everybody. I am not exaggerating in any way, shape or form when I say this is the best video game movie ever made in the entire history of video game movies. Even better than Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Currently, my top 4 video game movies are all recent movies, because the video game movies have been so bad recently. And it goes Super Mario Bros. The movie, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Detective Pikachu, and then Sonic the Hedgehog there at number 4. Those are the 4 best films. The rest of them was just bad. I watched Uncharted. That doesn't get to be given the title of top 10, although it technically is in the top 10 video game movies of all time. It's just not a good movie. It's just not good. It's not a good film. So it's like, when I say top 4, I mean those are the only good video game movies that have come out recently. There's the animated Street Fighter film that came out donkeys ago. That's fantastic. I recommend you give it a watch if you haven't already. But, oh my goodness. Video game movies have had such a bad rap, and I feel like Detective Pikachu, Sonic 1 and 2 sort of paved the way for this Mario movie to come out. Much like Batman in 1989 did for Spider-Man in 2002, 2001, 2002. And then what Spider-Man inevitably did for the rest of the superhero genre. That's what Sonic has done for the Super Mario movie. It's sort of created the stepping stone so we can get to this point. And I'm so happy we got this film. And I hope it opens the door for more Super Mario movies, because at the end, another spoiler, there's a Yoshi egg after it's an end credit sequence where a Yoshi egg hatches. I was like, and it opens the door for a sequel. And there are loads of opportunities for sequels. What's the name? Charlie Day has said he wants to do a Luigi's Mansion film. Seth Rogen has said he wants to do a Donkey Kong film. Chris Pratt, he's just saying he wants to do as many Mario films as possible. There are so many opportunities for a broader Super Mario universe of films. It's not like Detective Pikachu where the film ended and that's one and done. There wasn't really much room for a sequel there. Or the Sonic the Hedgehog, actually, you know it's going to be a trilogy, so what's going to happen after that, we don't know. My son needs me to father him for some reason, so I'm going to have to go. So that's the end of the video. I hope you all have an amazing week, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye! What do you want?